That G rap shit. Viral. What up?
So you had you had spoken on an interview that Mark Curry did on Gully TV, where he had tried to insinuate that the Big Jake situation was over publishing, which is ironic because the guy put out a book years ago, and in the book he said it was over a female. But the person who owns that channel, after you said that, didn't like the way you said his name or something along those lines, and he made a whole live stream about you. Did you see it, and do you have any reaction to it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to see it, and I had to
Oh,
see it. And I
Reg.
watched it. I watched the whole interview, and all I heard in the reaction was, "He's the police. He's the police. He's the police."
What up?
And I was like, "Damn, why this dude just tell me that me being the police? Everybody know I was a cop. I never denied that." And then a lot of people come over
Boom,
to our
boom,
channel
boom, boom,
in the
boom,
comment
boom.
sections, which I think is him and
Al
his
Green, what's
little,
good, pimp?
crew.
Share this live as y'all come
When
in.
you gonna address Gully TV?
Good
You scared of Gully
evening.
TV? How in the hell I'm scared of anybody on this mother effing YouTube? I'm not scared of anybody, y'all. I'm not saying I'm the toughest nigga in the world because I'm about 400 that. I'm a cripple. So I ain't that tough of a nigga. But I can't use this phone. Stop talking shit. That's me. So always be there. I don't do that all my life. But okay, I was the police. Y'all know it, y'all get it. Got it. Period. But so I go and listen to the interview again, and I'm just going.
I ain't gonna play no more. Newark, New Jersey. What up? Clearly me. Did y'all watch that interview? Did y'all watch this new interview on Bomb First? They're making a habit of this. They working. Shout out to Reggie Wright and Mobb James. I like Mobb James. Mobb James a smooth old nigga. Hey yo, hey yo, did y'all watch the interview? Cashville, what up? Did y'all watch it? Why would they put that out? Why would they put that out stumbling around like that? They could have edited. You can edit. They some thirsty. These niggas thirsty. These niggas thirsty. In their quest to meet that YouTube threshold, monthly threshold, you know, these niggas just doing anything as usual. Hey, Reg, you got a couple chains now. Reg, you got a couple chains now. I see you. You've been working. Shout out to Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright. He's a funny guy, man. Why would y'all put out that incriminating video? It's not incriminating. It ain't like it's an investigation going on right now, but why would you put that out? Why would you just X that part out when Mobb James inadvertently stumbled and said that there was bank robbing police around y'all? He said, so Reggie know David Mack. I told you he know them niggas. I told you he was buddies with them niggas. Him and Rafael Perez. Suge said Rafael Perez and Reg wanted to whack him. But I told y'all, niggas was in my comments saying that LAPD and Compton Police, that's two different things. Yeah, probably by title, but they the police. They all a part of the fraternal order of police. But if there's police officers around Suge Knight, don't you know that these guys have fraternized and created a relationship and have a private police relationship? Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Seem like y'all just coming in. Make sure y'all go watch this hilarious. It's a little 15-minute clip on Bomb First.
Try the hook and ladder.
Reggie Wright, you really intend on introducing me to the West Coast market. I done been all through there already. So you think Reggie Senior was the head behind everything? I don't know what them niggas is doing, man.
So you had
I know
spoken
that they
on an
was
interview that
running together. I know they was
Mark Curry
mingling. The
did
corrupt cops
on
was running
Gully
together. I
TV,
told y'all
where he
that.
had tried to insinuate that the Big Jake situation was over publishing, which is ironic because the guy.
Let's get to the Mobb James part.
I'm not saying
I'm gonna let you get your shit off too, fam. I ain't gonna flag your video. You put about good 10 minutes, good 8 minutes of your little video here is me and Mark Curry talking and shit. Normally I book you for that, but you alright. He said, "Yeah, I saw it, but need to finish watching the whole clip." Yeah, make sure you don't take that lightly. Don't take that lightly. That's everything that I was just telling y'all about.
say shit. I stay away from cats that get on.
You said Mobb James
social
gonna
media
tell
and
it.
get to telling shit, whether their story is accurate or not. You know what I'm saying? They're telling their stories and saying whatever. So get mad? No, I'm not gonna get mad. Reg already know that he worked in law enforcement. So anybody that get on the platform and say you a police, yes I was. Period. Now motherfucker that work at that broke can deny that and say he wasn't. Nobody that or didn't know that. Wait a minute, that was back then that era can't say they didn't know that we had more than one police officer in that motherfucker. We had police officers hanging out and robbing banks and shit. No, you didn't.
Y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it, right? Ooh wee. He said Mobb James. I don't know about what he did. I like Mobb James. He's funny. He's a funny dude to me, man. He gave it up though. I don't know why they wouldn't edit that part out. He admitted it on camera. Admitted it on camera. That's very interesting. He said, when you coming out with your own movie. I'm working on Shaheem documentary right now. He said David Mack and them was vicious as Reggie Wright. Reg, I see you got you a couple of chains, my nigga. You rotating chains now. You got the braids starting. You got the Pop Smoke braids going. I see you, my nigga. I see you. I see you. He said you gonna let him live. Hey man, I just needed the little evidence from Mobb James. They continue to put out videos about me. It's great promotion. Pillmatic available on all streaming sites. Make sure y'all go get that. He said you thought Reggie wouldn't respond to you. You spoke too soon. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say shit. He didn't say shit. He said that my platform is. He said you calling me the police. Your platform is a police platform because people be on there telling about shit that happened. I've made this plan. I've interviewed federal agents before. I've made it this plain to everybody here for many years now that I will interview the fucking police. I'll interview them. I'll interview the police. I ain't never concealed that from y'all and shit. So that ain't no like strike against me when it's already well known. But yeah, you can't put me in the same boat as you, my nigga, because you've actually cuffed people and, taken them to court. How you come up with the title Pillmatic? I put some P on Illmatic and shit. I'm a basketball player. The basketball, that's the pill. You got it? He said you're right. He didn't respond to he didn't respond to me. He just put another video out with my name in it. And then Mobb James, who he got up there with him for support, whatever, got up there and admitted that David Mack was running with them niggas, just like I told y'all. He said, I got an uncle who was a cop in Cali who died in a bank robbery. That was a thing in the 80s and 90s. He said, Reggie and his daddy have no credibility. Nah, you know police lie. They lie all the time. They if you think you know something that was that raised eyebrows with me is I asked a lawyer one time, was it against the law for the police to lie to you? It's not. The police can lie to you in an investigation and shit. When the police run up on you and say, yo, we looking for somebody for a robbery, da, 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 and he looked like this and that, da, 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 they can do that shit. I said, ain't that a bitch? So remember that when you're dealing with a guy like Reggie Wright. Real police. It's evident Mobb James snitched on someone named FG. I don't know what he did, man. He ain't did nothing to me. I've heard about the FG situation. Apparently, he's cool out there. They still doing content with him. I ain't got no problem with it. Angel Dickerson. Good evening to you too.
Start that bullshit.
Listen. I done robbed banks and shit.
No, you didn't. Don't do that.
That motherfucker that work at that broke and deny that and say he wasn't. Nobody that
Or didn't know that.
wait a minute, that was back then that era can't say they didn't know that we had more than one police officer in that motherfucker. We had police officers and I done robbed banks and shit.
No, you didn't.
Shout out to Mobb James. Shout out to Mobb James. I don't know why they wouldn't edit that out. I ain't gonna play it again. Y'all can go watch the whole video. It's on Bomb First. Reggie Wright and Mobb James. It's the latest video. He said Reggie Sr. and Jr. aren't really the trustworthy type. Them niggas is just like, don't you know if they rolling with police to rob banks and shit like that? These is real life raw criminals. I think David Kenner and Jimmy Iovine was the mastermind behind everything. Jimmy Iovine hired David Mack and Rafael Perez. Mobb James is tougher than Keefe D, bro. I done seen Mobb James on here shedding tears, and he stood up to all of the ridicule associated with the FG shit. He's still here. That's a indication of, I don't know. He's still a man. He's still out here with his chest poked out. He's still putting out videos. So Cali don't have no problem with him. I don't either. Reggie Wright ran Keefe D out of Compton. I hope you do a segment on Florida trying to wipe out black history in schools. If the school system wipes out black history, we won't even be missing nothing. Because they ain't teach us shit in school by way of black history. If you learn something potent about black history, you learned it from your parents and you learned it on your own and shit. The curriculum in schools, the people that they exposed us to was people that was harmless. They was harmless. They went through a screening before they put those people in the curriculum. Trust me. They're not gonna tell us about Nat Turner and it's a whole bunch of other dynamic people that we really, really needed to know about, but they didn't expose us to that. So if they do away with black history in Florida schools, what are we going? What are they losing? Martin Luther King fucking lessons and shit like that. Death Row and Interscope was in the same building, and maybe Rampart Police probably was working for Jimmy. I know Reggie Wright was friends with them niggas. Shedding tears don't make you less of a man, not at all. Y'all like the video as y'all come in here. Good evening. Reggie Wright, Mobb James. Go watch the video. I want y'all to watch it yourself. They tried to laugh it off, but the damage was done. I don't know why they would put it out. Considering, I think David Mack probably home by now. He said, how did you come up with your name to dribble for the channel? I didn't come up with it. My fans did. I used to play basketball and shit. I had a cliche I was saying, trying to get my dribble right, and it just spun out of control. Wine Dance, what up? He said, David Mack live in Georgia. Think the other dude live in Atlanta too. Amir Muhammad. Gene Deal said that. They never recovered the $750,000 from the bank robbery. They never ever got that back. Somebody living off that. You gotta break down that Peter Shue Vlad interview soon. Keep up the good work. I was gonna interview Peter Shue a long time ago, but the basis for the interview was about Madonna. Beyond that, I knew him as a club promoter or some shit like that and a hustler. But if you heard one story, you done heard them all. Reggie tried to say Mark Curry snitching on Gully TV. It ain't over. Mark called me today. And told me the higher ups, some niggas this higher up that has some say-so, told him, oh, since you want to talk about that, you might as well tell them niggas about da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So he gonna get back on here soon. Reggie, we ain't done. It ain't over. He said, we knew they was hanging out. That's what dirty cops do. You was right. You called it about Reggie and David Mack. I told you. The police, people try to make it like the Los Angeles Police Department and Compton PD, two separate entities. Just by title. The fuck out of here. When they cuff your ass, you go to the same place. Jail. State prison in Los Angeles. Bearded Hero, I appreciate you, my nigga. Peace to you. He said they all in the same gang. They are part of the fraternal order of they're a part of the fraternal order of police. That's an organization like the fucking, what that sound like? Fraternal order of police. That sound like the fraternal order of the Ku Klux Klan. That's the same shit. Same shit. They all a part of that shit. They take oaths and prick fingers and all type of strange shit. They do. What's happening? Vincent Buchanan was a Piru dude hanging around death row, was found handcuffed and killed. I heard about that. Pac fired Reggie Wright Jr. as security team prior to going to Vegas. That probably would piss somebody off. So David Mack been low since '97. I heard nothing about dude. He was in jail. Lakers have lost 9 straight to the Clippers. We got to whoop their ass tonight. This is a defining moment. He said, I know Mobb James is older, but he got to stop creasing his jeans, man. Nigga's an OG, man. You can't tell. Listen to how he talk. He's a smooth old nigga. Mobb James, what up? You stumbled and said David Mack was hanging out. But you all right with me? You watch Reggie when he talks, you could tell everything he says is a lie. I knew when he was hanging out with them dangerous-ass police. Rafael Perez and them niggas. Them niggas was dangerous. Them Rampart niggas was dangerous. Google them niggas. Catch you with a brick or two, take it from you. Nino Cappuccino, aka Bounty Hunter BJ, went in on Reggie Wright a couple weeks ago. Them niggas should talk. They should address him any type of way because at the end of the day, at a point in his life, he was out to arrest them. He was. Reggie Wright was responsible for enforcing gang injunctions and shit like that. Did you like the Lakers trade? I don't know about giving up none. We had none for 2 years. That nigga was hurt for a whole season. He didn't play. Then this year he's been okay. As in recent weeks, he was playing up. He was starting to show his potential where he could do. He's probably averaging like 12 or 13 points recently. This other dude, he got a 7-foot wingspan. He taller. He could defend people. He can create his own shot. He got a nice mid-range. Let's do it. They be up there lying. They know the truth. He said they was treacherous in the community, straight crooks. They was just like Lonzo on training day. Yeah. Upside was showing they want with the youth. That Dossier podcast exposed Reggie saying he didn't know David Mack. Mobb James just said on camera that they did know him and he was hanging around. Did you see Reggie's reaction? Funny ass niggas, man. I can't believe y'all put that shit out. Y'all put that shit out. Y'all wanted me to have that, huh? Reggie tells stories like Carcino. He sounds like he lying or trying to put extras and stuff. Yeah, what happened to Carcino? He ain't around no more, is he? Remember when Chris Dorner got fired from LAPD and went after all them crooked higher-ups before they murked him out in the mountains? LAPD is terrible. They made a movie on the Rampart cops. That's how dirty and bad they were. They made a movie. They was killers and thieves. Suge Knight told Reggie he wanted more people to watch the door at their club 662, and Reggie didn't put more guards at the door. Pac didn't get killed at 662, though. In the 90s, CEOs and artists used to run off and leave the state without paying security after they perform in that state. Maybe that's what happened to Biggie. I don't know about that. Cino's still around just on Kwame Brown and sports shit. Actually, Lonzo was playing Rafael Perez. Go look him up. Go look these guys up, the Rampart division of the LAPD. That's who the part was written after the Rampart scandal. Didn't someone tell security to leave their guns on a Tupac killing night? Reggie Wright told a dark-skinned dude, I forget his name, he's dead now. He was one of the security, and the dude had a problem with him telling him to leave his gun. The police, man, come on now. He said, I'm late, I knew you'd respond. I ain't responding. I'm just pointing out the fact that Mobb James said that David Mack was around Reggie Wright and them hanging, mingling, and he said he didn't know him. He said Michael Moore. That's who passed away. They said Mike Moore. Oh, my goodness. Everybody knows his name. I think it was to protect Pac with the Club 662. He said, right, dude was the only one with his gun. Rest in peace, Mike Moore. That Little C's interview on Mav show was disappointing. He knew what they was going to ask him. Got to get more creative in your line of questioning sometimes. Troy Reed got the Alpo shit. They said that C's interview was trash. The same person killed Pac, killed Biggie. Tupac jumped on a known gang member shooter and unfortunately got killed within hours. Anybody can fall victim. How much more can the Death Row saga get ticked from Reggie and Mobb James and the rest? It's been told to death. Them niggas riding until the wheels fall off. It must be working. What's the name's rotating chains now? Reg is rotating chains now. Hey, Reg, you got to put them shits on together, my nigga. You got to get a piece for the other joint that you had on. You had a Versace joint on the other day. You got to wear them shits together. China Mack is on Math Hoffa helmet. Not at all. I don't believe for a second that Reggie Wright Jr. don't know those Rampart cops. It's an open secret that several Southern California police department had cops moonlighting at Death Row. Yeah, Reg's looking good. Y'all see him? Y'all been checking him out? He didn't come here like that. That nigga got a couple cables now. It's working. Reg, tell some more stories, man. Just keep my name out of it. Furthermore, they threw that Rampart cop in front of us to throw us off the known evidence that Suge was involved in both murders. He said, man, them Crips cool. He said, man, them Crips killed Tupac. The cops just ain't do nothing about it. He said he's still fat. He said most of these guys weren't born when Rampart was going on. That's why I told him to go look it up. Rampart, Gangsta Police. Pac is the first rapper to get hit in a drive-by. They never saw it coming because it never happened before. Yeah, I think he the first rapper to get hit with a drive-by. Yep. Tupac is the first rapper to get hit with a California drive-by. We seen it in movies. He said, do your homework, kids. He said, right, everybody should know them Crips killed Pac. Got to keep your hand to yourself, man. The nigga that they stomped out, Orlando, I did research on Orlando. Orlando was with the shits. Orlando was with the shits. I think he was a bank robber, too. He was with the shits. Richard McCauley and James Greenwood, active duty police officers, was in a white Cadillac. This I know from doing the Haitian Jack Speaks documentary. I know this for a fact. You ain't gonna never get the truth. You ain't gonna never get the truth. You're never gonna get the truth. I interviewed Haitian Jack. I believe like 70% of the shit that he told me. 75% of the shit that he told me. Probably more, probably 80%. of what he told me, I believe. Some of the shit later on, the thing with Haitian Jack is he didn't tell me all of it. And that's the whole thing with these crooks. They ain't gonna tell you all of it. Like a lot of shit about Haitian Jack, I found out after I did the interview. Like once I put that shit out, then his victims start coming forward, and then I started getting the real skinny on him. That's when you find it afterwards. Great work with China Mack and Blue Boy. You're welcome. He said, what don't you believe? When you involved with criminals, man, they gonna tell it to their advantage, man. They ain't gonna tell it in no incriminating way, so they ain't gonna... Listen, right? The nigga Tut from Brooklyn, his name was associated with the Tupac shit forever, right? Ever. Nigga swore up and down that he did this shit, that he had something to do with this shit. In the movie, All Eyes on Me, Mano acted out a character that might have been Tut, right? Come to find out, he didn't have nothing to do with it. He didn't have nothing to do with it. The nigga that did it told us what happened, and then I asked another person, and they said, nah. And then I ended up finding out something later that they definitely wouldn't have been with Tut. They didn't fuck with him like that. I don't know if people know all of that. People have tried to put Haitian Jack and Tut together and shit like that. Them island niggas didn't fuck with him like that. They didn't. They didn't. I know some shit. I was exposed to some shit. Them niggas had some problems before. They don't fuck with him. Same thing goes for this David Mack situation. I mean, with this death row thing. They gonna blame it on niggas who dead. Suge Knight seen who did that shit. He said it on his documentary, American Nightmare. He said after this shit happened, he said a nigga started shooting. He said I looked over and I seen this bitch ass nigga. When he said that, sound like it was Keefy D to me. It did, but they said it was Orlando because he's dead. He said this the same Tut that 50 mentioned in the song Many Men. Yep. He said I got a kite from the pen that said Tut got knocked. Wasn't true. That Homo, he didn't even shoot 50 Cent. Homo didn't shoot 50 Cent. I'm pretty sure 50 Cent, he put the song out and maybe he found out about it immediately after or later, but Homo didn't shoot 50 Cent. I ended up stumbling upon the real person that did it, fucking with that Haitian Jack shit. Because somebody's name was mentioned in an interview and I got a call. Man, that underworld was something else. He said, Gully, you know Keefy D did it. The way Suge was talking, it sounded like he did. I think the fat dude, his name was Andre, I think. He got killed too. I think the fat dude that was with Keefy D in Orlando killed Pac. Gaddafi of the Outlaw seen a beefy arm with a gun pull out the caddy. He died of a heart attack in 2010. Okay. Gully, you see Ricky. I went to meet Ricky Lee in Jamaica when I was just over there and shit. Who was OFTB? He said a fat arm was out the window. Plus, you got to listen to Suge's phone message. He said Orlando had nothing to do with it. Gangsta Williams made it plausible to blame the dead. Y'all tripping. That was an assassination, not a drive-by. I believe they was trying to hit anybody in the car. They was trying to mainly hit him, but they wasn't sparing nobody else. Anybody could have got some of that. OFTB was from Bounty Hunters. They roll with Pac and Suge. Why would they do it? Dre shot Pac from what Keefe D said from Gaddafi's description. Even if a fat arm was out the window, it doesn't matter now. Everybody in that car dead except for Keefe D. What do you think of mass shootings? They are an everyday occurrence now. I don't know what to believe. If we if we encounter some of the victims, families on Instagram and on social media, and they like, yo, this just happened to my people, da da da. I don't know if this shit is happening, man. I don't know if this shit is being staged. It's happening too much. And it seemed like it's just pointless. They just had a motherfucking old Chinese nigga went off, shot a bunch of people. Like, this shit ain't, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gully, we need that Victor Page story. I interviewed Victor Page probably like 7 years ago before he went to jail. I don't get no credit for being a dribble, man. The immaculate dribble at this media shit. He asked me for a Victor Page interview, y'all. I was all in that Georgetown backcourt, pimp. I was on the phone with Charles Smith from Georgetown. Shout out to DC. Did y'all hear him? How about a David Mack interview? You got to be able to check people out and examine them and shit. Nothing about David Mack strikes me as an interview type. He ain't gonna do it. David Mack is the real deal. Gangster ass nigga. Somewhere with that 750,000. He went and did that little time. Them niggas hid that money. Gangster ass 5-0 ass nigga went and took $750. Woo! He said, David Mack, not a joke. Nah, you could tell. You look at his pictures and shit. Look at his expression and shit. Look how he moving. Gangster ass Cali nigga snuck in the fucking police department. Nigga slipped through the cracks. Nigga like a West Coast Jack Cuff from the Preacher Crew. He said, David Mack ain't doing no interviews. Hell nah. He said, Cali gangsters take their crime to the grave. Nino Durden from Rampart is related to Snoop Dogg. Y'all like the video with 600 people here. Get even to everybody. Gully, can you get Melvin Farmer on? He a real one. I ain't got no interest in interviewing none of these niggas. I ain't got no, you ain't seen them on here, have you? I got no interest in interviewing any gang members. I haven't. No, I ain't getting mixed up into that. Ain't gonna happen. Melvin Farmer can tell his story on Kevin Mack. We'll read it over there. No, I learned fast. What's my man from Chicago? Zach TV. You can't be meddling around in that gang shit, yo. That shark water. That tickle y'all, huh? No. Tell your story elsewhere, pimp. He said, David Mack is 61 now. That nigga did a dime in the feds. That nigga was doing burpees the whole time. He in good shape. Don't you know a nigga with $750,000 is in great shape? You do your time different when you got $750,000. Man, that 10 years, that shit probably was like 6 months to him and shit. That nigga probably was in there working out like, man, when I get up, I would have never made this type of money being the police. I would have never made this type of money anywhere else. Man, my life begins when I get up out this motherfucker. All I got to do is do burpees till I get released. Get out and I'm filthy fuck, man. 750 cash. You can make a lot of moves with that, man. Say the last man standing. They never got that money back. He ain't doing no interviews. He says 750 is not filthy. It's 750 is filthy rich after I get 750 for free. Cash, man, it's on. If he got the balls to take 750 G's, imagine where he could place that determination elsewhere after a prison bid. Imagine how sharp he coming home. Man, that nigga probably was taking all type of courses and learning all kind of shit. Man, I'm about to boogie with this 7 when I get home. Sheesh. He said, what? 750 cash is solid. He said you could live good with that. He said, I'll take it, Slim. I'm trying to tell him, man. A free 750. Who he take it from? He took it from a bank. He said, y'all bugging. Do you know what you can do with 750K? He said, buy a couple houses in Atlanta, let your man Amir Muhammad run them. He says, and that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. He said 750 was good then and is good now. Free 7? Y'all bugging. Ain't no taxes collected on that shit. He said land invest. He had to pay off Amir Muhammad, so they robbed that bank. Niggas got away with that shit. He said 750 liquid is like 7 million in credit. He said everyone is rich on YouTube talking about 750 is no money. 750 cash. He said if it ain't put up right, it could have molded. Man, they took care of that paper, man. He said, man, he can't do nothing with it. They watching his finances like a hawk. Man, if you got 750 cash somewhere, you could walk around like a regular person with Walmart shit on. You still gonna be arrogant as a motherfucker, man, because you got that $7. You could go buy a Kia Sophia and shit like that. You still got that $7. Hey, yo. He said 750 cash is handsome ransom. The amount of money you can make off interest alone off 700 G's, people don't know how to make money. I said he would have been filthy, man. He took that shit a long time ago. He could have been flipping that shit in real estate the whole time he was in jail. Don't even touch it. He said, how can he spend it, though? It ain't a detective in the world can stop me from spending no fucking money, yo. Ain't a detective. Let me have some booty. Let me have some put up somewhere. I'ma spend this shit. Y'all ain't gonna know it. Y'all ain't gonna know it. I'ma spend this shit. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Y'all ain't gonna have a clue. I'm like, man, y'all waiting for me to go buy a big ass. Ain't that gonna change, man? I'm be enjoying the fuck out of it. He said, a LLC corporation, you can spend that. Man, I'm gonna spend that. I'm gonna spend some anyway. He said, I'm going straight to Vegas to clean that shit up. He said, you got your what? Man, I'm spending that. He said, Meech got crazy money from interviews and all that when he get home. And all these cornball rappers will be trying to cash him out to pay tribute for clout. Yeah, he gonna get a lot of money for free when he get out. He said, small increments and layaway. He probably got some people doing it for him. If I can't spend it, the Lindsay's gonna spend it. We gonna break this shit down. You go over there and buy this. You go over there and buy that. We gonna double back and just trade and shit. Did these motherfuckers just trade a Range Rover? These motherfuckers just trade a Range Rover for a Honda, some shit like that. We gonna get it off. Someone called security on my brother JoJo Capone at the NBA game this past weekend in Los Angeles. My money is credit. Nino Durden from Sammy Martin, Kevin Gaines, David Mack, Rafael Perez, they all coordinated the hit. Cash is king until it goes digital. What if you buy crypto with that money? They can't trace it then. Put it in crypto. That's why they don't like that crypto shit, because you could do a lot of shit that's against commerce. You can defeat shit with that. You can defeat shit with crypto. They don't like that. That's why they keep it from taking off. How did Bronny James get the McDonald's All-American spot over Mikey Williams? Didn't crypto crash recently? Crypto is up. Bitcoin is up to $23,000 right now, maybe 24,000. I was looking at it this morning on the stock exchange. It's probably the highest it's been for a minute. He said you don't want crypto. You don't want felonies. So you got to pick one. You going to get licked by crypto, or you going to jail. So just going to put it through crypto, man. You know, we're going to pull something out. We're going to pull something out. Why they only hit Biggie? I was in the county jail when Biggie got killed. I was 18 years old. There was an award ceremony in Los Angeles. I think it was the Soul Train Awards. Mary J. Blige and Nas performed. I'll never forget it. I think Nas had on gold. Nas came out of the bottom of the stage on a platform like this. And he performed with Mary J. Blige. And after he performed, the platform went down like this. And something in my mind told me that nigga went back to New York. Like, when he went back below that stage, I said this to the nigga, that my man Bolo, he doing 30 years right now. I was sitting next to him like, man, look like Nas skipping the joint. Look like he blew in the joint. Look like Nas blew the joint. It did. It looked like that. It just looked like that. I said, I believe he left. Biggie gets on the stage not long after. You can go find this on YouTube somewhere. And Biggie says, what's up, Cali? And I said, damn. I said, why would he, there was something about the way he said it. I said, man, why would he do that? I said, why would he do that? And I wasn't aware of the imminent danger that was going down. And it just seemed like it was antagonistic. It did. That's my personal opinion. Not long after that, that shit happened. That's all I got to say about it. He said they was booing him. I remember it like yesterday. He said Nas teleported back to New York. I believe he got the fuck up out of there. He said Nas was still there. He was having a party at Steve Stout house right after the vibe party, in fact. He said, arrogant as fuck, born king. That's how I took it. It wasn't so much arrogant. I just knew that they would take it as arrogance. I said, somebody ain't gonna like that. I said, somebody ain't gonna like the way you just said that. Like, I just knew it. I just knew it. And you could go back to this point in time. You could ask Gene Dill about it. He got up there, leaned to the mic. What's up, Cali? Just like that. I said, damn. He said, yeah. He said it with sarcasm. He said, yeah, I was watching that very show. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It just seemed like he poked the bear. I'm not saying the order was already in, but I'm just saying that moment just seemed odd to me. I remember being 18, feeling danger watching that. I'm not lying. He said, there's no way Big should have been in LA. He said Biggie wasn't aware neither because, again, how can you prepare for something that never happened? Man, them niggas knew. Them niggas knew, man. If you need security to be in LA, if you need gang security to be in LA, it's real. Suge Knight had already, according to Mark Curry, Suge Knight had, it was on, it's on, it's on, it's on. Ain't no he didn't know. Ain't no he didn't know. He said they could have got Big at any point during the almost 2 months he was out there. He said the order was already in for Puff. The order was already in. If you think about it, Pac and Big was the first and only rappers to be killed in drive-bys by mainstream. Stretch, ironically, was the actual first in 1995. He said, didn't make it no better with the Going Back to Cali song. Let me say something about that. He had a song called Going Back to Cali. If you heard this title, you would think that it was some antagonistic shit. I did too. I was reading about it from the county jail that he had a song called I'm Going Back to Cali. And I'm like, it just seemed like he was poking the bear. But when you listen to the song, he was kicking, it was love for Cali. It was props for Cali. The whole song was, love for Cali and shit. Gully, if you of age, we all know he shouldn't have been there. Nah, he shouldn't have been there. We could tell it was for real. I don't think that Tupac, and I just want to say this, I don't think that Tupac was ever a threat, a physical threat of running up on and punching on anybody, or he did it to Orlando, but I'm just saying, like, doing anything to Biggie and shit. I was around back then and I was watching that shit on TV and I'm reading about it in magazines and the shit that he was saying. He was talking big shit like he was gonna jump on some fucking body. Like he was talking shit like he would, if he would see Nas and one of them, like he would slap him or something. Or if he would have seen Hov or one of them, like he was talking shit like he was coming to get busy. He was. He said, yeah, I agree, it was shaky. He said, yeah, he was, because Big was fed up with all the death threats they was getting when they was out in Cali. Them wasn't death threats. That shit was for real. He said, I think Pac would have swung on Big. Junior Mafia niggas would have stomped his little ass out. They would have mangled him, man. I seen Pac in person before. He's a little dude. He said, I thought you wasn't going to have any more Ratchet content on my page. This ain't Ratchet. Reggie Wright and Mobb James just did an interview on Bomb First talking about me. And in this interview, Mobb James slipped up and revealed that they rode with David Mack. He said we had bank robbing police at death row with us. And Reggie said, man, no, we didn't. You got to go watch it. It's like watching Heckle and Jekyll. It's an episode of Heckle and Jekyll. He said Pac was about 5'8", 5'9". He was skinny too. He said, I gotta go watch that. Go see it. Go see it. Heckle and Jekyll. The Three Stooges and shit. Go watch it. I couldn't believe they didn't edit it. It would have took 2 seconds to clip that shit out. They just put it out. That's how you know them niggas thirsty. He said Heckle and Jekyll. Yeah, them dudes are not credible at all. Motivated by clicks and views. Yeah. David Mack was a Pyru. Legend has it, Junior Mafia and Big was out there 2 months straight before the hit happened. Kenny Mack, I don't believe you, man. You're the only one saying it. David Mack was had a shrine dedicated to Tupac and the Pyrus in prison. He said, Mutt and Jeff. He said, I'm surprised they didn't tell him to take that down. You know why? They wasn't told to take that down because them niggas ain't got no technical knowledge of editing and shit like that. And the white dude that's questioning them niggas, he don't even care. He don't even care about the shit. You feel me? He just there to upload. So there you have it. That's why they didn't edit it. The white dude that got that revelation on his channel, David Mack, he don't care. He said it was a garage, the shrine. When it comes to Puff, Gene Deal goes mad hard. Why is that? I'm just curious. I don't know. What's Gene's beef with Puff? Do anybody know? What's Gene's beef with Puff? He said, them dudes about to get indicted. He said, you bugging, Gully. Thug Life Outlaws and Suge Crew would have demolished Junior Mafia. Man, listen. Didn't you watch my Murder Unit segment? Biggie Smalls said, don't you know my nigga Gutter kidnapped kids? C Gutter opened fire with a Mack 11 downtown New York City. Them niggas wasn't going to put a hand on anybody from Junior Mafia physically, and it wasn't going to be shots right on the spot. Wasn't going to happen. Pac wasn't going to run up and just punch on Biggie, and they was going to just let that happen. Is you crazy? He said they were shooters. Man, I'm telling you, man. C Gutter had a whole clip. He said, cut it out. Brooklyn different, friend. I'm trying to tell them that without sounding biased, that them Brooklyn niggas wasn't going to just let that happen. They wasn't going for that, yo. He said, I'm 3 minutes behind. You said you saw Pac before. I did. I saw him in concert before. I was probably like 10 feet away from him. I was close to him, close enough to him to determine how tall he was. Jay Tatum, I appreciate your super chat. What you think about Biggie Long Kiss Goodnight? Dope ass song. He said Gutter was a wolf. I know he was a wolf because I did the Murder Unit shit, and the niggas that he was at it with, Them niggas wasn't playing. Number 5 from the murder unit, them niggas wasn't playing around. He didn't fuck around. He was one of the wildest niggas in the murder unit. Um, the way it was it was described and shit, like C Gutter had an itchy trigger finger. Like soon as he said they moved, or he said they reached to some shit, and no, they shot first. MU shot first. He said murder unit was really with the shits, lived up to the name. He said nobody from Junior Mafia rolled for Big after he died. He said she got and Banger would have regulated that. One of my homies was in the feds with one of them niggas. I think D-Rock, whichever one. He said the nigga had tattoos all over him and shit. Reggie just trying to get his algorithm popping. He seems to be fascinated with using my name. I ain't got no problem with him now. Pillmatic available on all streaming sites. He said tall people have a hard time judging height under 6 foot. Pac was most definitely 5'11". Shit, that's 6 foot. He said, I know people in murder unit. He said tattoos make you tough. Nah, whichever one of them niggas, he like, I guess he had Junior Mafia tattooed on him. Like, he tatted up real crazy. He did a lot of time in the feds and shit. He was down with one of my homies and shit. He said, Gully, it goes both ways, though. Death Row wasn't going to let Junior Mafia touch Pop. Junior Mafia wasn't the aggressor. Junior Mafia wasn't starting trouble. I know it sounds funny, but I lived through that shit. Them niggas was bullying and picking. Tupac was coming out. This is the same summer, same period of time. Junior Mafia was coming out with songs talking about being a player and shit like that. I ain't lying. All of these songs was some Gator Cristal popping shit, like some fly shit. Just the way play, yes, all day, every day. I was robbing niggas, went running and was saying, here we go. They wasn't tripping off Pac. Everything that came out of Pac's mouth was rah, 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 rah. Fuck Death Row, fuck this person, fuck that person. Da, da, da. We riders. We da, da, I fuck Faith. Da, da. He was picking. He was going hard. He was going hard, yo. He said, that's facts. He said, yo, Gully, I sent my guy Zip with the drip what you said yesterday in a clip. He talked to China Mack and responded to him. Zip the drip black like me. He know what time it is and shit. He got to do the right thing at all times. He got a relationship with China Mack. I seen Zip video. Zip, you should have been a fucking Zip could have been a prosecutor. He can break that. Not a prosecutor, a defense attorney. A defense attorney. You found a nice loophole for China Mack and you stood on it. I couldn't really argue it, but you know what time it is, my nigga. You got to stay in his place. You said what you said. You said you told him. He said Pac was a naive hothead. He said Pac lived in the Bronx. Go listen to the Tupac song called My Block. Man, I used to play that shit in my car. That was on the show soundtrack. My Block by Tupac. He said Tupac was born in Harlem. No way the West Coast was gonna let Biggie live. He'd have to be out there though. If he stayed on the East Coast, he probably would still be here and shit. At least till that shit bubbled down. Is Pillmatic your project? I'm 100% the executive producer, creator, curator of Pillmatic. Me and P.A. Dre, the producer. Puffy told him not to go. I don't know about that. He said, you a hip-hop historian. I lived through that shit. He said Mobb James slipped up. Yep. Mobb James said that they had bank robbing police at death row. That's David Mack. It's another clip where Suge Knight said Reggie Wright and Rafael Perez was plotting to kill him before. I told you he rolled with them niggas. I told y'all he rolled with them niggas. Y'all was in my comments, you know, people from Cali like, yo, everything you said is right except for he from Compton PD, not LA PD, man. That's the same shit. He said they gonna get Rico'd. I can't believe he said that shit. He said West Coast artists always get the red carpet rolled out, but rob everybody without pics in their city. I don't know what to say. Stay out of harm's way. Stay out of harm's way. Some of these cats are just too young to understand that era at that time. I told them to go back and look up the Rampart case. Reggie was in on both Big and Pac murders. He said, no, it's not the same. Them niggas, he said, Compton PD is now sheriffs. They were separate from the LAPD. They all are a part of the fraternal order of the... They are all a part of the fraternal order of police. That's just like the Ku Klux Klan. It's the same shit. Them niggas is together. Trust me, they're together. He said the oath. Common sense. I've been in Compton before. I've been in LA before. That shit ain't far from each other. That shit 5 minutes away from each other. You don't even know that you over there. If you from the East Coast, you be riding down the street, they be like, we in Compton now. It's like riding down the street and shit. It's like being in Harlem and going to the Bronx. Same shit. They trying to act like it's a difference. He said it's walking distance. Exactly. He said Compton small. He said facts. I've been in Compton. It's like 20 minutes away. There's a guy from that Death Row days, one of Suge Bloods, who was getting on Reggie saying, why does Suge have his cop ass around? Reggie shouldn't be here. You see what he doing now? That's why Reggie always defend Amir Muhammad but claims he don't know him. Try to blame it on Poochie. Say they try to dead the case on Poochie. Did you hear how Fanny switched teams? She the police. Tupac would have done a song. Oh, man, we ain't doing that. It ain't walking distance. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming through, Super Chatters. I appreciate y'all. Go make sure y'all go watch that interview on Bomb first. Reggie got my name in his mouth again. Reg, you've been great, man, as far as the marketing of my album on the West Coast. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. He said Death Row got paranoid and started offing each other. Are you tired of Puff making money off Big? Why would I be tired about it? That don't make no sense. He said, Gully, let's keep it 100. The story gets twisted a little bit. Y'all have a great evening. I'm getting up out of here. Peace.